Hey Dad, I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm here at Walmart waiting for you to send me a money order. I just got off the phone with the FBI. I talked to the guy for the third day in a row, and I told him that people surrounded my house in California that I don't know, so I'm greatly outnumbered because I'm only one man. I'm only as strong as one man. And so the air broke with me in California. I think you remember when I was living at your house how there was voices. Those were people following me on my cross country. And so in my responsibility is to sue the sheriff's department because I was brutally raped at St. Rose the day of Cash's birthday when I was in handcuffs. My feet and legs were bound for 8 hours. So I had to sue St. Rose and sue the sheriff's department. So that's why they broke my wrist and gave me a new misdemeanor after I completed the probation with my first job. And I completed all 24 terms, got off probation like a champion, won it all back, running cross country. All I do is train my body, mind and soul. So that's why they broke my wrist. And so they took me out because I completed everything that God's commanded me. And then I had to try to rebuke the devil. In my responsibility still is to sue their department for the sheriffs that broke my wrist, because that's my wrist that I play basketball with, that I do my push-ups with for my life and career. And I wasn't able to prosecute in court because the judge lied because there's ammunition. So that's my word. In the time when I get to tell my story about when they broke my wrist, those two officers have to be fired and they have to go to federal prison. That's the law, like black and white. The police are here to protect me. They're not here to take my life because I'm not a criminal, because I've completed everything. So then it's expungement on the way to life, because that's the law. After you get off probation, when you're on probation, the law is you have to be working or be in school. But now I have an FBI case, so I'm waiting every day for the FBI to give a detail on my car to find the people who are in pursuit of my life, because they found out that I was brutally attacked and I didn't get my expungement because it was how I was going to do so great. And they left California to follow me to give me a hard time so I could wind up dead. But I'm not going to die because I have a great dad who's going to send me money that still believes in God and the Bible. I know you're old and our arguments could be dissolved. Like if I could have kept my job at UPS, like I used to call you and be like, Dad, things are going so good. And we got along then. Remember that? Yeah. And then I was at the kids' parties. I was giving you my paychecks. Well, that's all dissolved like poof, like fire. And so now Mom's gone. I never was able to hang on to a job in California because I realized it's so much crime. Like me getting fired from the blow dry bar, that's crime too. Like I'm so good at my job. It's just like when they're going to promote me, because I'm good at doing hair, mostly because of my athletic stance and like my age, mostly because of that. I was like 33 doing hair. And so they fired me from the blow dry bar. And that's only the blow dry bar before they expanded on. So anyways, there was so much crime in California. I need the police department at every turn, because when they robbed me when I was working for UPS, I had $14,000 in my bank account. Someone stole my keys at that house at Birch Street. And I needed the sheriffs to hold the house still, and make sure that my keys are found and my $14,000 is secure, because that's when I wasn't able to call the sheriffs and they stole my money, because they robbed me all night, mistreating me, and no one stuck up for me. And that was where I have to live when I have $14,000 in a car. So people started disgracing me, because they were jealous. And I'm the one that hasn't been working, and then it's only how I'm doing good leading the house. Well, I wasn't able to call the sheriffs, so my $14,000 was not secure, because when my keys were missing, that's the police in the house asking people who has my keys, finding the keys. and arresting who has my keys. So then after that, I moved to the Presidio. In the Presidio, I used money that I had left. I made a deal with Frank Montero for like $1,000 a month, and I had met a guy from recovery. He said, we're out here in the city, come out here, because things weren't going good. I was being harassed at UPS. So I took a day off work to move to San Francisco, and I met one of the guys from the program I was in at Newbridge. He was in San Francisco. He was there with me with his friend Sammy. We signed my my TLC, and then he parted ways, and I was in TLC. I met a guy there named Reggie. He was a professor at a college. He had a Cutlass. He says, hey, when my Cutlass is fixed, I'll take you for a ride. I got a friend that rode his way out of prison. You should meet him sometime. So that's how my life was in San Francisco. My roommate brutally assaulted me verbally, disgracing my son and my daughter, saying things that it's all attempted murder. And I called Frank Montero. I said, Frank, you have to get over here. I need to switch rooms. You need to get this under control. And they were smoking weed and like drinking, I think. The people there, I wasn't. I was going for my runs and coming back, washing my ass, and then in my room going to UPS. I was hustling from San Francisco back to UPS. Well, that girl got me down on my bed in my room, all the way down, like to kill me, and I got out from underneath her grip, and I went back downstairs, and I was able to get my stuff out of the house, but she was threatening my life the whole time. Frank never came. And so I lost my rent money, and I lost a lot leaving the house like that. And so everyone knew, because my doctor from probation, I had asked him to refill my prescription. He said he wasn't going to fill it for a month, only for a week. So I said, I don't want you as my doctor anymore. I'm just going to get off this prescription now. And so he sent the police to my Potrero apartment. And that girl that attacked me, she answered the door. She said, Bonnie, the police were here looking for you. A doctor's looking for you. I said, I know that doctor can't look for me. I'm 86 to him. He's not going to fill my prescription on time. So then when she attacked me, I knew I couldn't call the SFPD, because she would have said, here she is, you've been looking for her. Because she verbally assaulted me so high, and I wasn't fighting back because I know that I wouldn't interact with that because it's attempted murder. So I was able to get my stuff out and escape with my life. And that's pretty much how my job ended at UPS. When I went to go get my my year raise, it was just another day. They had a blimp there. I walked in the office, and Henry was there with two other chairperson, someone in management, and then also the guy from the union. He's like from New York. He's like a hard ass from the union, like do anything for you. I forget his name. But there was a woman, and she's there, like a Hispanic woman, nice woman. She passes out snacks. She stood behind me with someone else and said, Bonnie, do you want to go to rehab? That's what she said to me. And I know that I don't need to go to rehab because I've worked here a year to my best ability. I've showed up every day. And so they were speaking to me illiterately, because the man from the union, Henry, and her and them, they spoke to me disrespectfully. It's a $4 raise, easy, and that's it, out of there. And they asked me if I wanted to go to rehab. And I know that that's a no. And so I knew I wasn't safe when they said that to me at all, because it doesn't make sense. And that's entering a fight with me. So I left. And then after that, my unemployment, I sent my pay stubs in. I made it. I was living in my car. I made it to San Ramon, to the post office. I sent it in through the mail. I couldn't do it online because I even drove to Ben Cartwright's house to have Lily help me with my ID me. We couldn't do it. It wouldn't work. Something was going wrong. And so I did send my pay stubs in, all of them through the mail. My unemployment didn't come. And when I talked to them on the phone, they were also denying me my unemployment. They weren't answering the phone for me when they did. They said retarded things like, your phone number is wrong. Well, I'm asking you, I haven't got my unemployment. And then they hang up, and that'd be like 45 minutes waiting after like 3 months. And then finally, that's basically the story of how hard I've been working on my hustle, and that it's been how the police department I've needed on my side, like during all those attacks. So then I had to win that in small claims court in Alameda County. But then I was brutally attacked by the police. They pulled me out of my car, broke my wrist, put me back into holding after the 24 terms. And then my expungement, which I had already written, I wrote the expungement when I was at Peace House after I was raped at St. Rose. Because remember, I had that spot in Dublin. That's St. Rose. I was going to sue St. Rose, sue the Alameda County Sheriffs, and then get all my wrongful evictions and do everything that I could on my behalf. But I realized, because by then, because I've been running cross country, only holding my workout, because everything is gone. Like, it's gone. And my money's gone. The unemployment hasn't come. And I'm only doing my workout now, running cross country and on my bike back to your house. And then that's when I decided to leave California. I said, the police departments here is too much crime. Like, for me to get a job here at all, anything, it's too much crime. Everything's gone too wrong. I got to leave California with my life, because I see how those two men that broke my wrist, they have to go to prison for breaking my wrist. That's regular, normal law. But it's how the department is corrupt, and then it's so much crime that I've lived through. I said, I won't be able to get a job here, because the police department has to, like, the day I went to the police department with my unemployment, I knew something was wrong then. What they said to me, we can't help you. That's not true. If someone probably of middle class or upper class is getting denied in a way that they know they need a pistol in the police department has to go with you, escort you, and find out what's going on. Like, yeah, that's what they do. It's not always we can't help you, because it's how I know people are taking my life, and then I need the police to listen to me. So anyways, come to find out, here I am in Arizona. I'm safe so far. I called the FBI. I sure have. I know this is not normal, what's going on in my life. I know it's crime, and no one stuck up for me. And I'm only one person. I'm one person. So it's not funny, the people that have followed me from overstate to try to give me a harder time that I've never known. Anyone that I knew growing up with, working at UPS, at a salon, nobody is following me that knows. People are always holding their thoughts, hoping the best for everybody. It's how I know it all has to go the other way, where the FBI become the Calvary and save me in my darkest hour, because I've done everything God's commanded me, and I know this isn't the life that I've worked for. I worked out of jail, off probation, and I'm qualified to get a job and to pay my own bills and to have a life. Like, I'm qualified to do that. So I realized the reason why I still don't have my own home or have my own car under control is because of mostly the way that there was too much crime in California. I had to start over from the first day and build a life with the FBI case, with the people following me. But God has found me, and I made a covenant with God that I won't let go of the 10th commandment, which is love the Lord your God with all your soul, all your heart, and all your strength. So I know I'm not going to give up on bearing my life, because my son and my daughter are in my responsibility, and they do love me with all their heart, like when they think about their mom. And so I'm going to stay alive, and I know the FBI will pick up my case, and it's a faith of endurance, because it could be 20 years from now, it could be 40 years from now, but I'm not going to give in to these people, because I know they haven't walked through what I've walked through, and I know who I am in the kingdom of God. And I'm Bonnie Cartwright, John and Dorothy's daughter, and my son and daughter are Layla and Cash Cartwright, and I'm related to my family, my will and trust. So I'm calling you again. I know that you're old, and I should be way, like, taking off, like, to the movies, like, in Hollywood, like, some apartment somewhere, not calling you, asking for 100. And so I'm sorry that this has happened. It's people that ain't good, that don't believe in God. And I still have to call you. Yeah, I'm sorry because it's picking on our family and picking on you that I had to ask you for money because of the crime and corruption. And it's not up to you to always send me money, but you're my dad, and now you're the only one that I have because it happens to be that my card won't have any money on it until the first of the month, and that's $300, and that's it. That's everything I'm facing that I won't give up on.